It's presidential election year in Brazil, and inflation is in the center of the debate. Meet the everyday Brazilian lunch: rice, beans, salad, and a piece of protein, mostly beef or chicken. The prices of all the ingredients used in those dishes rose sharply in the past few months. In the northern city of Manaus, this restaurant is betting on lower profits to avoid losing customers.
A gente tem público fiel para
Miss
esse.
Lilian Souza says she's afraid to increase prices and watch people walking away.
Ou seja, eu não posso dizer, eu não vou aumentar o preço porque meu cliente vai fugir.
It's a worldwide problem brought by the pandemic and the war in Ukraine. Yet, it seems to hit harder some developing economies. The annual inflation rate in Argentina, for example, hit 58% in May. In Brazil, the average forecast from the private sector gathered by the central bank is an inflation of almost 9% in 2022. One of the weapons to tackle the problem is double-digit interest rates, which can hurt the economic growth. Recession is not ruled out in 2023. The economist André Brás from the Getúlio Vargas Foundation believes this scenario makes companies more cautious.
Business people can refrain from taking loans in the markets to expand their plants, buy new machines, new trucks, and this can slow down economic activity.
The challenges ahead make international partnerships even more strategic. In the short term, the main hope is the end of the coronavirus pandemic and a peace agreement between Russia and Ukraine. And here the Brics countries could have a more active role. With rising fuel and food prices, it will be increasingly harder to cope without the exports from the two countries in the conflict. In the long run, environment remains a key subject. To think about the future of the Brics bears the challenge to improve the lives of more than 3 billion people living in those nations. I'm here in São Paulo, where SBT has its main news studio. This is where we broadcast stories every day about one of the most pressing issues in Brazil: how to tackle deforestation in some of the richest ecosystems in the world. That can be one of Brazil's main contributions to the planet as we all face the challenge of living a more sustainable life. But this is as much a problem as it is an opportunity. Every single year, new businesses are opening to meet the demands of a greener economy, and partnership is crucial in this field. Take energy as an example. In a case of success, Brazil generates more than half of its energy from hydroelectric plants. It's low carbon emission, but it deeply impacts life around the dams. Experts predict it will be increasingly difficult to get new building permissions in the coming decades. So the country is looking elsewhere in a quest for green energy. 600 kilometers northwest of São Paulo is one of Brazil's largest solar plants. It has 500,000 panels, enough to power a city of 700,000 people. Almost 3% of the energy generated in Brazil comes from the sun. For the market to grow, the partnership with China is crucial, as it provides the vast majority of panels used in these plants. The same can be said about electric cars. There's not a lot of them in Brazil, less than 1% of the national fleet actually. And here the hope is to attract foreign investment as well as exporting the Brazilian expertise in biofuels. Mr. Adalberto Maluf from the Brazilian Electric Vehicles Association talks about the situation.
We have a lot of potential. Brazil could be a leader in electromobility. We have renewable energy. The integration of biofuels with electric technology could become a very strong niche.
A integração do biocombustível com o elétrico poderia ser nicho de atuação muito forte.
No one doubts that the many fields available for cooperation among the Brics countries could benefit from a safer, healthier planet. It's time to make change to shape the future generations. Marcelo Torres, SBT News, São Paulo, Brazil.